Hi, and welcome back. Now, in this video, I'm going to focus on input channels, basically how to set up the gain for the input channels and set up the metering. Now, previously, I showed you that if you hit select on an individual channel, you can look up here and see the level or the input level for that channel. Use this metering to correctly set the input level by adjusting the mic line knob. Now, that's great, but if you're in sound check, you probably want to do that more quickly. So I'm going to review the controls on the input channels, and then I'm going to show you how to use metering in a little bit different way to see metering across all the channels at the same time. So first of all, we have the mic line knob, the 48-volt power, and the digital button, which we don't really need for a straight live sound situation. And I covered that before. Now moving on down, if we look at the dedicated controls, skipping over the auxes and the fat channel, if we look on down here, it picks up where we have a select button. The select button allows us to assign the fat channel controls to this channel. And we have a solo button, which we'll be covering shortly, but that basically allows you to isolate a particular channel into your headphones. And then we have a mute button, which basically turns that channel off. Basically just cuts the sound of that channel so that you can make changes, or for musical situations, if somebody put down their guitar and they're not playing it and you're hearing some buzz, you can just hit the mute channel. And then this is basically how you actually mix the volume in for this particular channel into your show. Let's play back music, and the thing I want to show you about this is that we can look at all the channels all together if we go over here on the meter section and hit input. That sets up all of these. These are all of the LED bar graph displays as input meters. So I'm going to play back the song, and now I'm going to start adjusting, and I can adjust the gain for all of these. Now this is typically what you would do in sound check, is to set these up to where on the loudest parts, as you're doing testing 1, 2, 3, you're getting an excursion on the input meter kind of right into the middle section here. And with this illuminated over here on the meter section, then we've got basically what I would call, you can see that's too hot there. You can see that we've got basically what I would call a meter bridge. And now I can go through here and start dialing up all of these. And then we can fine tune them a little bit. Areas where we've got a pair, like on this loop, then we want to balance these off to where they're set about the same. Here's the overhead mics. Those look really good. Here's room mics. You can get those set about the same. And you'll see if you got similar kinds of mics, depending on what the source is playing, then you'll have similar levels. This is the snare, top and bottom. And that's kind of how you get a basic setup going. And you can always tweak that after the fact by hitting input, and you'll see the input level across all of these. I've got 24 tracks of sound playing into the board right now. That's why we're not seeing anything out in this area. Now, if I hit select on a channel, I can also check the assignment. If I want to mix my faders to the main output, as I said before, I could just check with select across all of these, and you can see each time I hit select, the assignment is set to main. If I had one where it was off, then I would discover that it's off. No sound is going to go through if nothing is assigned right here. So with that done, I can turn this up and I can start to actually mix the song. So now one other thing I want to show you is how do you do panning. The input channel dedicated controls don't include a pan. The pan control is right here on this knob. So if I take something like my overhead left and right, I select the overhead, and then if I want to pan this left, while it's selected, I turn this pan control over to the left. This look is for full left. And then if I want to pan the other side to the right, I'd pan it like this. And I can set that up for all of them quickly that are left and right pairs that way. Also, maybe on these guitars, I might want to spread them out a little bit. So I'll just play back a little bit more and adjust the panning. So those are all the basic controls in the input channel. Now, you probably wondered if you're assigning something to the left and right channels, maybe you could link these together. Well, that's possible, and we're going to cover that in the next video. Thanks for watching.